Next time you guys see us, we're gonna be heading out to Arizona.
If it's a millimeter off, we're gonna have problems.
We definitely don't want this to ruin the tire. We need a spot to mount our traction boards.
I think we're leaving soon, tomorrow, the next day, I don't know.
It could get crushed. I'm getting good at this by now.
Yeah, a little core pop.
Another little change to the outside of the truck.
Welcome back. We are actually getting ready for a not super extended trip, but our first trip in the Unimog out west. See what this thing can do. So a lot of getting ready, just making sure it's gonna be roadworthy. We have everything we need. Not everything will be done, but we're gonna get it as much as we can get ready to get out there.
Yeah, the build is far from finished, but we are over the winter here in New York. So we are gonna take off to go out west. And in order to do that, there are a few things specifically on the outside of the vehicle, things that we need to be able to carry. There's a lot that goes on this truck. There's a lot involved with this truck, things that we need to carry to make sure that we're safe and prepared. So those are all the little projects for today.
All right, we got the low profile strut.
Oh wait, hang on.
Oh, I'm hanging.
We need a spot to mount our traction boards. And since we got the truck, we've been thinking that they would fit great right here on the departure angle. We also need a spot to mount our garbage bag. We like to keep this on the outside of our vehicles when we're camping, and this would also be a great spot to hang that. And then when you go into town, you can empty the trash bag. So this rear departure angle area is basically going to become like a gear plate.
We got the low profile galvanized unistrut here. This should work good. And then it's modular at that point. You can mount different stuff if we need it for other things over time.
Whatever other gear that we want to mount outside, we'll also be able to do that on the unistrut. We already have the two areas sanded here, so now I'm going to clean that. We are going to use the Corapop, the UV stable version of the adhesive we've been using. Then tomorrow we'll be able to mount all of our stuff to the back of it. Another little change to the outside of the truck. In addition to the unistrut back here that we just did, we also need to store our jerry cans on the back of the box. So we have these mounts and we have these cans, and there's a strap that goes over top of this so it locks, but we need a place to mount this on the truck so that it's secure. And we're thinking up here would be best. So with the theme of the rest of the mounting points back here, we're going to use unistrut. 2 bars vertically, and then this has holes for bolts, so then we can bolt right into the unistrut. Hopefully you'll be able to reach them from the ground so we can get them filled when we stop for gas, and then we'll be able to carry 40 extra liters of diesel on us. That'll help a lot because our oven and our stove runs off of diesel. It'll be nice to be able to dump 1 or 2 of these into the tank on long drives.
Adhesive.
Getting good at this right now.
Yeah, a little core pop.
you moved around.
It's a millimeter off. We're gonna have problems.
I know, I'm working diligently.
Big problems.
Diligently to make sure it's correct. All the Unistrut is now dry on the back of the camper box, so we are going to install our jerry cans and the traction pads right now.
Bolt. There you go.
I mean, you can just slide it a little.
Well, it's going to come down too, so as long as that's not... Probably actually want to put it in a little.
We have no mud flaps whatsoever on these back wheels, so when it's muddy or raining, everything just sprays up underneath our box. So before we leave, we wanted to change that. We wanted to at least get something in the back. So we have this side tacked up and we're kind of just looking at the design now, and this makes us a little bit nervous. This seems pretty low and close to the tire. On a normal vehicle, it would be just fine. But we're actually just not sure how much this wheel is going to articulate and how close it will get to the box. We definitely don't want this to ruin the tire or something to happen while we're out on a trail. So what we're gonna do is cut it right here and just keep this back piece. Ultimately, this is temporary because when we come back from Arizona sometime next summer, it's our goal to have big storage boxes underneath the rear of the box. So this is just a little modification to get us through until that point. So now we have to make the other side and we have to get this one cut down. They will then bolt into the subframe and we should be good to go.
All right, so trying to wire in this backup camera. It's really, I don't even know if I call it backup camera, more like just rear view mirror camera. Monitor for the cab, camera for the back. They are wireless, so they'll have an antenna that communicates, but you still got to get power to both, so that's gonna be the challenge today. Mostly getting power to the camera without having to run a bunch of new wire. I'll figure something out. Hoping to just wire into the truck's power so I don't have to run new wires, but I'm not sure.
That's cool. This is like for trailer power.
If we put this here, it could get crushed.
I know. It's gonna get crushed if you put it there.
Well, you could put it there. Then this wire can feed through the V or the O. I think right here is probably your best option. Ooh. Both the screen and the camera in the back are wired directly into the truck, so they're only on when the truck is on. So if I cut the power with the little lever back here, the camera will go off and then you can just turn the screen off in the cab. We went with this system because you can add multiple cameras and you can also record. So eventually we'd like to get a multi-camera system, and you can put, I think it's a micro SD card in here, and it will record continually so that we can kind of monitor the truck if anything ever happened. And it'll be really nice while we're driving to be able to see behind us. Honestly, the mirrors are really great in this truck, but you can't see directly behind you. It's the only thing you can't see. So now this fixes that.
Not a whole bunch really happening back there. We got a small ladder, so that's interesting, as well as a welder and some metal. So not a lot of movement right now.
We're both just sitting here staring.
It's not very entertaining.
It will be entertaining once we get out of this shop.
I mean, I don't know about entertaining. It's just like a rear view.
We didn't have a usable rear view mirror in the bus either. You couldn't see all the way through the back. So this is kind of like our high-tech rear view mirror.
Fancy.
Fancy, so fancy. Did you take the film off of the camera?
I did not.
Are you serious? You didn't take the plastic off it?
Probably doesn't look any different. I can go peel it off right now if you want to see if it changes at all.
I mean, this will be pretty satisfying.
I doubt it's going to look any different.
It's gonna look way better. It won't look like you're underwater anymore.
I guess we'll see.
Okay.
A little more color, I guess.
Yeah, it's clearer for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, high tech. We're entering the 21st century. Ready?
Power?
We do.
Volts.
24.4, 24.6.
Here we go. Got charge. I guess we're ready to drive. I didn't expect to get that done, but we did. I think we're leaving soon. Tomorrow, the next day, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's it for this episode, and I think that's the last few things that we had to get done on the Mog before we can leave for Arizona.
Let's go get this thing on the road. Let's see what we want to change. Let's see what's working. I'm excited just to get it out there.
We've done all the things we can think of, at least with the time that we have. We prioritize certain things like the jerry cans, the mud flaps, things that we thought could be potential issues, things that we needed to prep for. And I know as soon as we get out there, we will think of a million other things that we want to add or change. We're going to take the next few months, drive around the Southwest, test out everything we've built, and put this Unimog to good use. Then in the summertime, we'll circle back to New York, and we will have more build episodes coming up then when we finish the actual build, but we need some nicer weather to do that.
Next time you guys see us, we're gonna be heading out to Arizona.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We'll see you soon. Look like I'm swimming.
No, looks like you're in a shop behind a Unimog. Wow.